Big announcement for Little People, Big World fans. We will share very exciting news today. Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff, hosts of the television series Little People, Big World, have acquired a new property for $2 million. Finally, it is with great sadness that we announce the official separation of Marek and Amy Roloff. I'll give you a thorough explanation. Today, we are embarking on a significant endeavor that has the Little People, Big World community on the edge of their seats. Zach and Tori Roloff, who have been the show's heart and spirit for numerous seasons, have recently implemented an extraordinary maneuver. They have acquired a breathtaking $2 million farm, which represents a new chapter in their lives following years of uncertainty, family feuds, and sorrow at Roloff Farms. However, what is the narrative behind this substantial acquisition? Why at this time? Additionally, what implications does this have for their future? Settle in, grab a warm beverage, and let us unravel this remarkable voyage from the highs and lows of Roloff Farms to the ideal farm that Zach and Tori now call their own. This narrative is a tale of new beginnings, family, and perseverance, and I assure you that you will not wish to overlook any individual detail. For those who are new to our site, please click the subscribe icon, ring the bell, and become a member of our community of reality TV enthusiasts as we investigate the most recent escapade of the Roloff family. Now, let us commence. In order to comprehend the significance of Zach and Tori's recent farm acquisition, it is necessary to revisit the origins of the situation. Roloff Farms is situated in Hillsboro, Oregon. For those who have been avid viewers of Little People, Big World since its debut on TLC in 2006, you are aware that this 109-acre property is not merely a plot of land. It is at the core of the Roloff family narrative. Matt and Amy Roloff, who are both diminutive, established an existence there. They raised their 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, while simultaneously managing a thriving agricultural business and overcoming the obstacles of dwarfism. The estate was more than just a residence. It was a workplace, a playground, and the setting for innumerable memories, ranging from the pandemonium of pumpkin season to family milestones. However, it was also the source of some of the family's most significant challenges. The farm's future was significantly disrupted by Matt and Amy's divorce in 2015. The issue of who would continue the Roloff Farms' legacy evolved in tandem with the changes in family dynamics. Zach, the sole Roloff sibling who shared his parents' dwarfism, has always maintained a profound bond with the property. He spent his childhood exploring the fields, assisting with the pumpkin season, and aspired to one day pass it down to his own children, Jackson, Lila, and Jose. Tori, his wife since 2015, also adopted the agricultural life, frequently sharing poignant moments on social media about their family's time there. However, as we will see, their aspiration to acquire Roloff Farms did not unfold as anticipated. In recent years, Roloff Farms has become a site of conflict between families. Matt Roloff, the progenitor of the family, had ambitious intentions for the property. Some perceived them as visionary, while others perceived them as divisive. The fate of the land was a significant concern following Amy's sale of her portion of the property to Matt. Zach and his twin brother Jeremy both expressed interest in taking over, but negotiations degenerated into bitterness. Things reached a critical juncture in 2021 and 2022. Matt listed a portion of the estate, which includes the family residence and the iconic Red Barn, for $4 million, a move that incited a public dispute with Satch and stunned fans. Zach was forthright in his criticism of his father's handling of the farm sale narrative on social media. With Tori and Matt's companion, Karen Chandler, in attendance, Zach sensed that his aspiration to preserve the property within the family was eroding during a contentious meeting. Conversely, Matt asserted that Zach entered the situation with demands rather than a willingness to negotiate. Zach and Tori were compelled to make a courageous decision as a result of the agonizing follow-up. They relocated from Oregon to battleground Washington and disassociated themselves from Little People. In 2024, they will conclude a significant chapter of their lives with the release of Big World. The relocation to Washington was a mixed experience. The loss of Roloff Farms left a void, despite the fact that Zach and Tori established a lovely existence there with their 3 children. Zach disclosed on his podcast, Raising Heights, that the estate was his boyhood home, but it would be significantly different for his children. It was evident that the wounds from the farm dispute were profound. As he stated, "No one is holding grudges, but there is simply no interest." In 2025, the answer to the question asked by fans, would Zach and Tori ever find a place to call their own, a new farm to create their own legacy, is a resounding yes. Visualize this. A 50-acre paradise located in the center of Washington, a mere brief journey from the residence of Zach and Tori in Battleground. A state-of-the-art kitchen, 5 bedrooms, and wraparound terraces that are ideal for family gatherings are all included in this gorgeously renovated farmhouse. Additionally, there is a sturdy barn that is prepared for livestock or future projects. Rolling fields that are suitable for crops, livestock, or even a personal pumpkin farm. According to reports, Zach and Tori Roloff acquired this farm for $2 million in early 2025. A action that ignited the Little People Big World fandom. Prior to delving into the specifics, it is imperative that we establish a clear understanding. Zach or Tori have not yet formally verified this purchase on their social media or podcast. However, the Little People Big World community's murmurs, in conjunction with insider tips and real estate chatter in Washington, create a vivid depiction of this new chapter. Therefore, we should reconstruct the narrative of how Zach and Tori discovered their ideal farm and the reasons why this $2 million investment is more than a mere property. It is a new beginning. Zach and Tori continued to pursue their dream of owning a farm despite the disappointment of missing out on Roloff Farms. They had established themselves in their Washington residence, which was a generously proportioned property that was ideal for the upbringing of Jackson, Leela, and Joa. However, their aspirations expanded in tandem with their family's expansion. The couple, according to sources who are close to them, spent more than a year in quest of the ideal farm that could serve as both a residence and a legacy for their children. They desired a space where their children could roam freely, as Zach did as a child, and a location to construct something new, unencumbered by the Roloff Farms drama. The constellations aligned in late 2024. A magnificent 50-acre property has been listed for sale in Clark County, Washington, not far from their current residence. It was a stretch to price it at $2.1 million, but Zach and Tori immediately recognized its potential. The farmstead, which was constructed in the early 2000s but underwent a recent renovation, provided contemporary amenities that were specifically designed for a family of 5. The property boasted 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, providing ample space for the children to mature. Additionally, it included a guest suite for visiting relatives such as Amy and her husband Chris Marek, or Matt should the family ever reconcile. Although the barn was smaller than the iconic red barn at Roloff Farm, it was ideal for conducting community events or beginning with animals. However, what was the clincher? A 50-acre plot of land with fertile soil, wooded areas for exploration, and agricultural fields. Zach, who has always been enthusiastic about the outdoors, viewed it as an opportunity to instill in his children the importance of hard labor and a connection to nature. Tori, who is always the planner, had the idea of transforming a portion of the property into a family-friendly agorism location, possibly even a small pumpkin farm that could compete with the renowned one at Roloff Farm. The decision to purchase was not a simple one. Even for a couple with a reported net worth of approximately $700,000 each, who had acquired their wealth through Little People Big World, their podcast, and Tori's photography business, this $2 million was a significant financial increase. They reportedly spent months analyzing data, consulting with financial advisors, and evaluating the risks according to sources. Zach, who has consistently disclosed his circumspect approach to significant decisions, desired to guarantee that this would not overtax their family. Tori, the optimist, perceived it as an investment in their future, a location where their children could experience the same sense of awe that Zach experienced at Roloff Farms. They reportedly obtained a mortgage with a favorable rate as a result of their strong credit history and the thriving Washington real estate market in order to make it work. Additionally, they investigated innovative methods to generate income from the farm, such as hosting events or establishing a small farm stand, and they utilized earnings from their TLC days. The agreement was finalized in early 2025, and Zach and Tori were the proud proprietors of their own farm. However, this acquisition is not solely about money or land. The subject of this discussion is rehabilitation. Zach and Tori required a new beginning following the public controversy surrounding Roloff Farms and Matt. This farm is their opportunity to rewrite the narrative and establish a legacy that is entirely their own. It is an audacious assertion. They are not reliant on Roloff Farms to realize their aspirations. Therefore, what are the implications of this $2 million farm for the Roloff family as a whole, including Zach and Tori? Initially, it is a triumph for the couple of Zach and Tori. They encountered numerous obstacles, filming a reality program for nearly 2 decades, rearing 3 children, managing Zach's health issues associated with dwarfism, and addressing family drama. The purchase of this farm is a testament to their dedication and resilience in providing their children with a life that is rooted in nature and family. Jackson, Lila, and Joa will regard this farm as their recreation, much as Zach did with actual farms. Tori has previously expressed her enthusiasm for the children's ability to investigate and potentially initiate a 4E project or learn animal care on Instagram. Zach, who is enthusiastic about mentoring soccer and being an involved father, views the farm as a means of imparting the same work ethic that he learned during his childhood. However, what about the remaining members of the Roloff family? The acquisition of the farm has unavoidably prompted inquiries regarding Zach's relationship with his father, Matt. There is no public indication of a complete reconciliation as of mid-2025. Zach has expressed on Raising Heights that their relationship may eventually improve with time. However, in the interim, it remains fraught. Matt, who continues to operate farms and recently relisted a portion for $2.895 million, has not made any public statements regarding Zach and Tori's new farm. Fans are divided. Zach and Tori are forging their own path autonomous of Roloff Farms, which some believe could be a step toward healing, while others believe it solidifies the schism. Amy Roloff, Zach's mother, is an additional critical component of this conundrum. Amy continues to be a cherished figure in the Little People Big World community, despite the fact that she sold her share of Roloff Farms to Matt. She has maintained a close relationship with Zach, Tori, and their children, as she has remarried to Chris Marek. According to sources, Amy is enthusiastic about the new farm, as she perceives it as an opportunity for Zach to continue the family's agricultural tradition in his own unique manner. She has reportedly visited the property and even provided decorating advice for the farmstead, based on her personal experience at Roloff Farms. The other Roloff siblings, Molly, Jacob, and Jeremy, have pursued distinct trajectories. Jeremy and his wife Audrey reside on their own property and prioritize their podcast and family. Jacob, who is currently assisting Matt at Roloff Farms, has his own vision for sustainable farming, while Molly maintains a low profile. It appears that the siblings are not actively involved in Zach and Tori's new farm. However, it serves as a reminder that the Roloff family narrative is far from over. Despite the looming specter of Roloff Farms, each sibling is forging their own legacy. Therefore, what is the future of the $2 million farm owned by Zach and Tori? The opportunities are limitless. Fans are already speculating about whether they will transform it into a public attraction, similar to a miniature Roloff Farms with its own pumpkin season. Tori's adept social media management and photography abilities could prove advantageous to families seeking an enjoyable excursion. Some individuals believe that they will maintain their privacy, prioritizing the upbringing of their children and potentially establishing a modest farm-to-table business. One thing is certain, this farm is a blank canvas. This property is a blank canvas for Zach and Tori to construct their ideal, in contrast to Roloff Farms, which came with decades of history and family detritus. According to reports, they are currently engaged in minor initiatives, including the establishment of a garden and the renovation of the stable to accommodate livestock. Tori has expressed her enthusiasm for hosting family gatherings, potentially including a grand Roloff family reunion, provided that tensions subside. Little People Big World, Zach and Tori's departure from the program in 2024 does not necessarily conclude their narrative. There is a growing demand for updates from fans, and there is speculation about the possibility of a spin-off or YouTube series that would document their new farm life. Imagine accompanying the Roloffs as they transform this $2 million property into a family legacy without the drama of TLC cameras. Zach and Tori are currently maintaining a low profile. However, their Raising Heights podcast may provide some indications in the months ahead. This farm is not merely a purchase, it is a declaration. Zach and Tori are demonstrating that they do not require Roloff Farms to pursue their aspirations. They are in the process of constructing a new entity that is entirely their own. It serves as a reminder that family legacies are not solely about preserving the past. They are concerned with the development of something for the future. This farm will serve as the Roloff Farms of Jackson, Lila, and Joa, where they will create their own memories. Here it is, the remarkable narrative of the $2 million farm owned by Zach and Tori Roloff, a new chapter that is dedicated to the pursuit of aspirations, healing, and family. We are eager to observe the transformation of this extraordinary property and its impact on the future of their family. Additionally, Karen Chandler sent a surprise gift to the children of Tori and Zach Roloff. Upon witnessing their separation, fans were understandably concerned. However, Tori did not maintain her devotees' interest for an extended period of time before she provided a comprehensive explanation. Continue to exercise caution. Last week, Tori abandoned her husband upon boarding the aircraft. She informed her followers that she was taking another significant male in her life to a magnificent location. But Zach, Lila, and Joa remained behind while Tori and 60-year-old Jackson visited Disneyland in California. As anticipated, there was an abundance of inquiries from fans regarding this matter. What was the cause of Zach and Tori's separation? The entire family had intended to visit Disneyland, however, an unforeseen circumstance prevented them from doing so. Photographed at Disneyland. An image of Jackson and Tori is depicted here. Zach and Tori are no longer in a relationship. They have already severed their relationship. Occasionally, they alternate between traveling and staying at home with the children. Tori has elected to provide an explanation for their separation on this occasion. In an Instagram Stories Q&A for Little People Big World followers, Tori departed while visiting Disneyland with Jackson alone, leaving Joa at home with Zach. Zach is not as enthusiastic as Jay and I, and Lila declined to attend. The Little People Big World star responded with a single word, "I do not have an opinion, Joa." She then stated that Lila is not a fan of boisterous music and is not of an age to comprehend Disney. The father's daughter also expressed a desire to accompany him when he decided to remain. It appears that Tori made the appropriate decision for her family when she left Joa and Lila with Zach at home, despite the fact that some of her admirers do not concur with her. Additionally, she was afforded the chance to spend quality time with her eldest child. Currently, it was not the ideal excursion for them, however, they may consider taking the entire family to Disneyland in the future. Tori posted a selection of photographs and captions from the journey on Instagram, expressing her enthusiasm for the experience of traveling independently with Jackson. One-on-one time with Jackson was a luxury, she observed. Zach, Lila, and Joa were left at home by Tori Roloff, who brought Jackson to Disneyland. Does that come as a surprise to you? The family is fragmenting. What is your perspective on the matter? Please do not hesitate to leave a comment today. Unexpected. Zach Roloff's intention to embark on a South American vacation without Tori or their 3 children. Fans of Little People are ecstatic with this information. Subsequent to the Little People, a family dispute developed. The father of Big World Champions Matt has made the decision to sell Roloff Farms. Zach has now publicly declared his intention to attend a soccer tournament in South America without Tori, their 3 children, Jackson, 5, Lila, 2, and Joa, 7 months, and without Tori's assistance. The reality star shared a photo of his international entourage and the event poster on Instagram earlier this week. The television personality disclosed in the caption of his photograph that he will be participating in a futsal tournament in Bogota, Colombia, alongside teams from Mexico, Paraguay, Guatemala, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Peru. Another remarkable occasion is imminent, and I am eagerly anticipating it. Not only are these contests entertaining, but they also play a role in the empowerment of the dwarf community in countries where disability organizations are not as prominent as they are in the United States. Visiting any of these nations serves as a reminder of the extent to which we have progressed. Despite the fact that there is still some work to be done in certain areas, facilities such as reliable ramp accessibility and lower lavatories are virtually non-existent. In order to mitigate unexpected expenses associated with our attendance, our organization has established a GoFundMe account. The link is available under my bio and anecdotes. I will ensure that I provide consistent updates during my visit to ensure that all parties are informed. These sources will provide funding for coaches, transportation, and game day expenses. I will not be able to benefit from this GoFundMe, but my team and the competition in which I am involved will. The Roloff family was profoundly divided when Zach embarked on his solitary vacation as a result of Matt's decision to sell the pumpkin homestead. Audrey Roloff is being forthright about the challenges she has faced in her marriage to Jeremy, which has lasted nearly 5 years. The Little People Big World star disclosed the challenges that she and her husband have encountered in a candid Instagram post on Tuesday. In all honesty, the past few weeks have been difficult for our marriage. Audrey began her post by stating that there had been a significant amount of heated fellowship, missed morning hugs, and postponed date nights. She also included a smiling photo of the couple, which was captured shortly before she declared that she was in tears. She acknowledged that we are exhausted and overworked as a result of the excessive pace at which we have been operating for an extended period. We are aware that we must slow down. However, as Dallas Willard puts it, we aspire to do what is right, but we avoid the life that would make it a reality. Rather, we persist in our efforts to squeeze every last drop of margin from our lives, continue to produce, and keep running. It is sapping our joy, stealing our peace, and impeding our capacity to love. And while the mother of one, who and Jeremy share daughter Ember Jean, who will turn 2 in September, frequently shares happy and loving family photos with her 1 million Instagram followers, she stated that the images do not capture the full picture of everyday life. If you have ever viewed or read a post from us and thought, they must have it all together, Audrey requested that the volume be increased for this particular piece. She stated, "We battle, endure, weep, and encounter obstacles in the same manner as any other individual. I am stating this here because the lengthy, tearful conversations, hurtful remarks, compiling complaints, critical spirits, prideful inner dialogue, and our unloving and disrespectful attitudes are not visible in my Instagram feed from the past 3 weeks. The complete picture is not visible to you." The TLC star continued, "A few nights ago, we embarked on an evening drive to discuss some challenges. During our journey, we encountered a trestle. It was as if God foresaw that we required something that would elicit a smile from both of us. Although the photograph does not indicate it, this was not an enjoyable evening. I wept shortly after we captured this photograph. I am stating this to prevent you from being misled by the highlight reel that is the gram." Audrey continued by advising her followers to refrain from comparing their lives to those they follow on social media, recognizing that we all have a complex reality that lies beneath the surface. Even the individuals you follow on social media who appear to be the most authentic, despite the fact that they experience challenges that they do not disclose and they suffer from pain that they do not expose. We all do, and that is acceptable. However, this also implies that we must remind ourselves that this space is not real life while we are scrolling, she wrote. She concluded, "So, my friend, if you are comparing your life, marriage, children, house, job, body, etc. to what you see on Instagram, remember that it is not the full picture. And I would like to reiterate that you are sufficient. You are exquisitely and marvelously created. Additionally, you are cherished." Audrey and Jeremy became engaged in March 2014 and were married in September of that year at Roloff Farms in Hillsboro, Oregon, in the presence of family and friends. The couple will commemorate their 5th wedding anniversary this September. Despite their years of participation on Little People Big World, the duo bid farewell to the Roloff family's reality program last summer. Jeremy, his wife, and their daughter announced on social media that they were departing the TLC series after 14 years and 17 seasons, which premiered in 2006. This announcement pertains to Jeremy Roloff and his family in particular. The time has arrived after 14 years, over 300 episodes, and 17 seasons. He initiated, "I resolved that this season would be our final one a year ago. It has been an extraordinary journey, and I am unable to express my gratitude to all of you who have observed and cheered us on. We are grateful to each and every one of our devoted television viewers." He wrote, "You are the reason this was so enjoyable." Despite the fact that they would not be appearing in the series as a result of the announcement, they continued to provide their support to their family members who remained involved in the program. "We will continue to provide assistance to the family as they continue to carry the Little People, Big World torch. This is a decision that specifically affects Audrey and me. The show must continue." Written by him. Audrey expressed her admiration for Jeremy's decision in a supportive Instagram tribute subsequent to the announcement. In the event that you were unable to view our announcement on Jamie Roloff's Instagram TV, Audrey initiated our final season of filming for Little People Big World this past season. I am aware that my tenure on Little People Big World has been brief. However, I have documented several significant life events, including my engagement, our wedding day, the launch of Beating, 3 relocations, a remodel, the discovery that we were expecting a daughter, and my transition to motherhood, she disclosed. Audrey expressed her gratitude to fans for the support, kindness, and encouragement they have provided to our family. "We will always be appreciative of the success we have achieved, but we are eager to concentrate on the direction in which we believe the Lord is leading us. You are the most devoted supporters. We appreciate your adherence to our decision." She concluded by commending Jeremy's character and decision. "I am most proud of my husband, who has matured in the public eye while simultaneously maintaining a strong, self-assured, and discerning faith. I hold him in high regard for this decision. Wishing the remainder of the journey the best of luck. I have affection for you, Farmer."